And looks like we are on right now. Here right now. There probably won't be until I'm finished. Okay, today's topic for this stream is, let's see, I was reading, double check, make sure I get it right. A couple of people asked me through email, is the mainstream media trustworthy? Are they reliable? Like CNN, Fox, etc., etc. Or are they just full of garbage? That's the question. Well, I mean, in short, they're full of garbage. I think most people with half of a brain, just an ounce of common sense, know that the mainstream media is basically to sell a point, whether it be an agenda, um, a way of life, and it's usually politically based. For example, in other words, I'm going to try not to go off on too many tangents here, but for example, gun rights, gun safety, all of that stuff. Should guns be legal? Blah blah blah. We all know most of the mainstream media does not think so. They don't want people to be armed. So, of course, they're going to talk about all the negatives of guns. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying that I'm a gun enthusiast. Personally, I've never owned a gun and I've never even shot a gun before. I've never used a gun. But I'm just using that as an example. If they're against something, they're going to talk about the negatives of that said subject, whether it be guns, um, same sex laws, racial issues, Black Lives Matter, things like that, um, and other issues like COVID, various others. You guys get the point, I think. Um, so, to say, like, to answer the question, like I said, in a short way, yes, the media is full of, mainstream media is full of nothing but absolute shit, absolute crap. That's what they're full of. Do they ever, like anything that's evil or corrupt, do they give some good information to the public? I'm sure they do, yeah. Usually weather related. Pretty sad, the weather there, that's probably about one of the only things uh, that they seem to be somewhat honest about. And even that we don't know. Some people think that these natural disasters are created by man, some of these hurricanes, but that's for another subject, another day. So, but yeah, the mainstream media, pretty much the only thing they're good at is like giving you your weather report, weekly weather report. Um, uh, Basic things like reporting, hey, who won the basketball game last night? I mean, that's, they can't really lie about something like that, But when it comes to narratives and various different touchy, sensitive topics like gun rights, same sex laws, equality, racial issues, things like that. No, the media is full of garbage because they always put their own little spin on everything. I can't count how many times I've been watching the news and I would know for a fact that something really serious happened. Somebody got killed or raped or whatever. And the media wouldn't even talk about it if it didn't fit their agenda. And the only time they would talk about it is if they were sort of forced to talk about it. And to me, that's garbage. The media should report on everything. Um, if a white man walks into a store and shoots the store up, kills a bunch of people, that needs to be reported. Same thing if a black man or a Chinese man or Indian man walks into a store and shoots the whole store up. That needs to be reported equally the same as if a white, black, whoever did the same crime. It needs all to be equal, all across the board. And it's not. It's not. I mean, right now, off the top of my head, I can't think of like one particular big example to use. But like I said, there have been several times when like something bad would happen and I would have to search for it on YouTube or somewhere on the internet and to find answers because CNN or Fox or MSNBC wouldn't even talk about it because whatever it was didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't fit their agenda. So they didn't feel it was important to talk about. So, I mean, I think You guys that sent me this email, you got your answer. Definitely, it's garbage. It's absolute garbage. The mainstream media, total garbage. Um, like I said, they only serve like a good purpose for very small, limited things. Like I said, your weather report, who won last night's baseball game. Yeah, they're gonna give you honest answers and honest reports on that because they don't have a choice. Um, but when it comes to sensitive topics, sensitive subjects like Black Lives Matter, racial tensions, anything race related, um, gay rights, things like that, things that are real. Also, Republicans versus Democrats. That's another big one. That's a fourth thing right there. Um, they're also not very loyal or honest when it comes to that. When it comes to talking politics, don't get your sources, your information from CNN or Fox because they both go against each other. I personally think they're both on the same side, but they're like puppets. Fox is over here, the right. They're playing the role as, they're the conservatives, against the left wing liberals. And then you have the other fake puppet over here on the left, CNN, playing the role as, you know, equality, gay rights, Black Lives Matter. And they're both actors. Fox is an actor, CNN's an actor, and they both go against each other to keep it, to make it look real, to make it look, competitive. Like, oh, we got a right side and we got a left side. When there's really no side. They're both kind of equally pushing their own narratives, their own agendas, their own ways of life, the way they think you should live. And then we're right here in the middle. CNN's here, Fox is here. We're like right in the center, trying to, you know, um, take in both sides, which is very hard to do, because they confuse everybody. They try to get everybody divided. They literally divide all of us, all of us. That's why do you think today there's so much fighting and tension going on in the world? Every time there's a gun shooting, um, a mass shooting at a store or a school, everybody freaks out and they start saying guns need to be taken away. Um, every time a police officer confronts somebody who of color and it doesn't go the person of color's way, and the cop either ends up killing or injuring the black subject, then there's a protest going on, rioting, people looting, throwing bricks through windows. It's like, can't we all just get along? I mean, I know that's an old, overused expression. Can't we all just get along? But seriously, can't we all just come together and be one nation? I mean, I don't know. And sometimes I wonder if the mainstream media, who I'm pretty sure works through the government, I sometimes wonder if they actually want a civil war. It makes me wonder if maybe that's their goal. They want there to be fighting and tension and division. And I don't know. I want to say I've lost hope in humanity and everything, but I know that's taking the weak way out. You should never lose hope, but sitting around and complaining about it and picking a side, oh, I picked the left or I picked the right or I picked the left or this or that, you're not helping the cause one bit. You're part of the problem if you're picking a side. If you're choosing which side, you're part of the problem. We all need to be more in the middle. We need to be somewhere in the center, not over here, not over here, not anywhere, just in the middle. We all need to listen to different ideas that these people have and form our own opinions on it. I think a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are smart. They do form their own opinions. They listen to both sides, but they don't get consumed by it. Don't sit down in front of your television all day long or computer or tablet and watch CNN or Fox. If you want to hear maybe a couple little tidbits of Fox and CNN, fine. But you should then form your own opinion, your own belief on what should be done. What solution? What's the solution? Um, so that's pretty much my take. Looks like this is going to be another really fast stream. I try to keep these relatively quick. I try to do quick content so I could get more information out there to people. I don't like to just do one stream for like 5 hours straight. I like to try to do, 10, 12, 15, 20, 25 at the most, usually minute streams and video content for you guys. Plus, when I get people emailing me and asking questions on, what's my opinion on this, what's my opinion on that, I like to try to put enough time into the video, but also I like to put enough time into research before I do each stream and each video. So that way I don't come on here looking like a complete idiot that just says one or two words and then, okay, bye guys, see ya. But yeah, I mean, like I said, to answer the questions that was emailed to me about MSM, mainstream media, yeah, it's definitely garbage. Maybe 10 or 15% of it's actual good, real, solid news. And then the other 85 to 90% of it is just garbage, total BS, total bullshit garbage. And it's just funny that whenever one thing happens, then they cover that same type of scenario days later on other incidences. Like, for example, the shooting in Buffalo. Now, mysteriously, we got all these other shootings, in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, then one, I think, in LA, somewhere in California. And it's like, I don't know. You watch for the next month or two, now they're just going to talk about shootings for a while. Then after that, they'll probably go back to talking about racial tension, Black Lives Matter, equality. Then after that, maybe they'll get bored with that and then go back to COVID-19, and then mixed in with the war in Ukraine. They always have something going on. Like before this shooting in Buffalo, all they were talking about was the prison escapee from Alabama, that Casey White and the prison guard, Vicky White. That's all they talked about. Now that that's over with, Vicky's dead and the inmate's back in prison. Now it's time to talk about the Buffalo shooting. And, I don't know. And I'm not one of these people that says every single one of these events are fake. I'm not trying to say that. Trust me. I'm just saying the media, they find what they want to talk about and they stick with it for like a month or two straight, or even longer, depending on how big the event is, how big the tragedy is, or whatever. They'll talk about it, keep regurgitating it over and over and over again until everyone gets bored, and then they just move on and they talk about something else. And it's usually narratives and agendas. I'm actually surprised we haven't had any big protests lately. Black Lives Matter protests, looting, destroying the streets. I'm really surprised. I'm sure that'll happen again. It'll keep repeating itself over and over and over again. And again, guys, sorry if I'm going off on too much of a tangent, off topic. But this does all relate to the mainstream media news. This is why I'm going on this rant. And these are great questions. I'm glad some of you guys emailed me these questions about my opinion on the mainstream media. This is my opinion. Loud and clear. Yeah, the mainstream media is garbage. You guys at home could probably do a better job of reporting the news than Anderson Cooper can. Don Lemon, Brooke Baldwin, all of those people are just phony actors. They're not even real news anchors. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this stream. Coming up on close to 15 minutes, 14 and a half minutes. And I may go over one or two more later streams tonight. I'll see. This is my third one, I believe, in the last like 2 or 3 hours. And again, I appreciate the support that I've been getting. I've barely been, creating content very long. And, I've been getting quite a bit of support already from some really great people, including Zachary K. Hubbard over on Gematria. Gematria Effect News 25, and also he does Gematria Effect Sports. I've been getting some really good support from these people, great people. And if you guys will, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like these streams that I'm doing, like them, comment, and subscribe. I know I've repeated this a million times, but I don't ask for donations, so don't expect me to say, hey, you know, put a guilt trip on you and make you feel like you have to give me money or something. So anyways, double check my email. Looks like that's good. All that's taken care of. Nobody's in the chat. Okay, I'm going to end the stream, and peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your Monday.